on Saturday. He nearly opened the scoring here tonight on his old territory. That was on by Cole. Boa-Morte here with Finnan. This is McCartney with the throw for West Ham. Cole is the obvious target. And he got a flick on there. Oh, that's a bit loose and driven over by Luis Boa-Morte when well placed. Well, just the one goal for West Ham so far since he moved from Fulham, and he didn't look like improving on it there. It's forward by Matthew Upson. And free kick given. I'm not so sure Cole wouldn't rather have kept on playing there. Referee penalised Jamie Carragher. And it's a free kick not far from the corner of the penalty area. Noble will take it. Oh, and it was against the bar. It would have been an own goal, I think. It's away by Gerrard. Well, Mark Noble really bent that free kick in, and Liverpool was saved by the crossbar here. And it comes off Steve Finnan, in fact, and it would have been an own goal. Rayner wouldn't have saved that. Here's Neil. Lundberg. Cole was coming in there. It's going to be retrieved here by Boa-Morte for West Ham. McCartney is following up too. That's his cross. Oh, it looked like a certainty for Freddie Lundberg. Doesn't seem to be able to quite capture his first West Ham goal. Noble. Free kick. Well, this is Aurelio who challenges Noble, puts his left leg right across him, and I think Noble initially tried to stay on his feet, but it's a free kick which he presumably will take. Oh, what a good chance that was! And it's Boa-Morte again. Everything seems to be falling to him tonight. Cluster of players coming in on the free kick, and Boa-Morte steered it wide of the near post. Hyypiä competing again with Cole. Liverpool man has won most of those. Here's Lucas. Torres on the right-hand side there. Drags Upson across. Three in the middle for Liverpool. Here comes Lucas! Stolen in front of Benayoun. Well, he scored on Saturday in the FA Cup, and he wasn't far away here. Two of them were coming in on this, or three actually if you count Kout. Goes Hyypiä. Kout with the shot. This is Babel's first touch. Oh, and Torres nearly forced that in. Just about the closest Liverpool have come. Here's Dirk Kout. Deflection perhaps? Yes, corner to Liverpool. Coming in now, Sami Hyypiä! Oh, it's appeal for hands there. Alan Wiley was well placed, waved it away. Well, Sami Hyypiä caused some confusion there at the near post, no question about that. And then there was a handball shout in there. Oh, I thought that looked as though an arm. Was it Lucas Neal moved towards the ball? Certainly Liverpool appealed. Aurelio to Kout. Oh, it's come off Neal for a corner with less than a minute of the extra period remaining. Aurelio will take the corner. Hyypiä comes forward. Lucas going almost onto the line. Torres is just behind Hyypiä. There's Torres. And Etherington can get the ball away for West Ham. Oh, and it's Freddie Ljungberg who made the run, and Etherington has continued his. It's now or never really for the Hammers. Ljungberg far side again, Spector's in the penalty area here. Oh, and Ljungberg goes down! Penalty! Penalty in the dying seconds. In fact, it was the last 5 seconds of the allotted 3 minutes. Jamie Carragher on Freddie Ljungberg, and West Ham have an unexpected chance to win this game. Just stuck his left foot out, Carragher. Alan Wiley following up, had a look, pointed to the spot. And Mark Noble has put the ball down, scored his only goal of the season from a penalty at Birmingham back in August. But this really is a pressure kick. Noble for West Ham. Scores! And I don't think there's going to be time really to restart the game. The loudest cheer of the night by a distance. The game seemed to be drifting into a 0-0 draw. And out of nowhere, West Ham seemed to have collected the extra points. Mark Noble kept his cool here because Rayner went the right way and in fact was a bit unlucky. Goalkeeper read it, but it was placed right in the corner by Noble. West Ham 1, Liverpool 0. Alan Kirbishley's night takes a turn for the better, and Rafael Benitez a turn for the worse.
When you lose a game in the last minute in a penalty, when you have a corner and they can play a counter-attack, you must be really disappointed, and also especially with the chances that we had. Again, it was a similar game with a lot of chances and we couldn't take our chances.
You were beaten by a penalty. Do you feel you should have had one yourselves?
Yeah, it could be. I think Lucas Neal was moving the arm, but anyway, we cannot change the decision of the referee now.
It was a good penalty, it had to be.
Yeah, I think Rayner's got a good record of saving penalties, you know, and I thought of that as soon as I picked the ball up. I said to the boys, but I felt confident I was going to score, and he went the right way, but it was in the corner and it went in. So happy days and 3 points.
Everybody connected with the club, you know, realise that, you know, week in, week out now, we're putting everything we've got into the games, and I'm asking players to play out of position. I'm asking players just to get on with it, and fantastic attitude they've had, and great credit must go to the players at the moment.
Well, Liverpool's poor run continues, Mark. Not won a league game since Boxing Day.
Don't look like winning a league game, Gary, either. And, you know, unless Torres or Gerrard is going to score from at the moment, you can't see where else the goals are coming from. Obviously, the rotation system. Kaut can't buy himself a goal. Kjell, whose contract's up at the end of the season, you look at him and you just think, you know, what is your contribution? So it's tough, and all of a sudden, because, you know, we were talking about the stuff that happened off the pitch with the Americans, with the owners, and now they've refinanced, so you think, OK, focus is back to the games. But, I mean, you have to congratulate West Ham for winning the game, but there was nothing in that game tonight, and that's the problem with Liverpool. You know, they're turning up for games week in, week out, and they just aren't playing well enough to qualify for the Champions League.
And a real late hammer blow. I'm reliably informed that the 93rd minute was the same as Steven Gerrard in the Cup final against West Ham, of course.
Who told you that?
Somebody just whispered in my ear.
Yeah, exactly. But 4 draws in the trot, and you know they get a corner in the 93rd minute. Yeah. They're committed to going and try and win the game. The first thing you would say that in the Carragher challenge would be, why is he there? Where is the right back? So we're going to tell you where the right back is. He is actually the back man when the corner kick comes in. All the big guns are up there, the 2 centre backs are up. To their credit, West Ham break, and they break quickly. But you watch this, it's played in here, and there is the right back. He is the back man, so he's committed to go to the ball. So Carragher's now on his way back, and Ljungberg plays it there to Etherington. Now the big problem here for Liverpool is, like, they've got 6 chasing the ball there, like in that circle, which is totally disorganised, and Carragher comes across. It's a bad challenge. Referee's got no option but to give a penalty kick, and now they're in big trouble. And Mark's right, it was a great result for West Ham. It's a very, very difficult place to go. But what's actually happened is the trouble off the pitch has masked the problems on the pitch. You know, since Boxing Day, they've really struggled. They've got such a big... They're never going to win the Championship now, so they've got such a big game coming up in the Champions League.
And it looked though like Liverpool should have had a penalty themselves, Mark.
Yeah, and, you know, fair to Benitez, but he said, I think he knows because of the lacklustre performance that he's not made a big deal of it. I don't think there's any doubt about this whatsoever. When we slow it down, you'll actually see Lucas Neal pulls his shirt. That's the first thing he does. There you go, he's pulling his shirt now already, and then it hits his chest and onto his arm. I think
Two
you get
penalties.
that. Two penalties. But, you know, Al says the Inter Milan game is now massive, but I can't remember the last time that Liverpool played well. No. You know, when you sat there and looked at them and thought, yeah, I mean, they played Villa the other week. You know, got 1-0 in front, couldn't get a second goal. In the end,
even the cup tie Saturday.
No.
You know, they didn't play well either.
West Ham, though, significantly stronger than last season.
Well, very much so, and you know, a great result at home against Manchester United. Another great result tonight, and Curbishley's done a fantastic job there.
Yep, OK. The closest challengers to the leading pair were also in action tonight. Chelsea's recent form has been as good as their opponents' Reading's has been poor. Our man at Stamford Bridge was Jonathan Pearce.
Nicolas Anelka, in his full home league debut, was given a hero's ovation. Stephen Hunt, in his first appearance here since fracturing Petr Cech's skull in a collision 15 months ago, was booed like a panto villain. Right, Phillips. Ballack is to his right-hand side. Cole is further wide. Shorey is there with him. Cole thought about coming inside. Does so now. Oh, and tried to sneak it through to Malouda. Well seen by Cisse. Anelka on the outside and deflected by Murphy away for a corner. Ballack, always a menace at set pieces. There was Carvalho. Hunt clears. Straight to right, Phillips. Out to Cole again. Goes for goal, and well saved by Hanneman, because as the Chelsea player made the run across, I think it was Malouda, he may well have obstructed the goalkeeper and indeed was in an offside position. Cole shoots, there's the run there of Malouda, deemed to be active because he made the run, and that's why the assistant flagged and the referee gives offside. Still no John Terry, missing for club, and sadly for country it would seem, for Fabio Capello's first match in charge. Makalele again steers it through, looking for Sean Wright Phillips. Murty's attempted challenge, blocked by Hanneman. Reading might have been lucky that Murty missed the challenge. Referee played the advantage, blocked well by Hanneman. Wright Phillips denied. Makalele, and now Bridge. Three blue shirts in the middle, and Malouda, and it's Malouda who has it! Blocked by Hunt and swept away. Malouda got in behind his man here. Makes the run off there, gets in behind Murty, blocked by Hunt and cleared away by Ingimarsson. Joe Cole will take the corner for Chelsea. Keeper thought about coming. Oh, that's a dreadful piece of goalkeeping and cleared by John Oster. Hanneman rescued there by his own teammate. Came for the big double-fisted punch. Whoops. And they would have been dropping wide anyway. Oh, it looped up! Screwed across the face of the goal with the deflection. Reading are holding Chelsea at bay with 31 minutes gone. Joe Cole saw the run of Ferreira. Left Convey behind him, then Ferreira comes across. Ballack! 1-0 Chelsea! 31 minutes gone. There's been an inevitability about it since the first whistle, really. Reading have defended stoically and have held Chelsea at bay until the 32nd minute. And Ballack, as so often in his career, absolutely deadly in the air. But Convey switched off, allowed Ferreira to make the run in behind him. And Ballack's header had power and precision. 1-0 to Chelsea. Big climb. And the header thudded home. Reading impatient to get on with it at the start of the second half. Can they make a real contest of this match? Joe Cole, profiting from an early error by Shorey, and Elka's at the far post, driven towards him! It begged a touch that didn't come. Zipped across. The longer it goes on, Reading will fancy their chances here of a famous point. That's a lovely ball into Sean Wright Phillips, saved by Hanneman's leg. Artful ball played through to him by Makalele. Hanneman stuck out a chunky leg to block. Space here for Graham Murty. Angled in high for Doyle around the back, down for Leroy Lita. That was a lovely chance for Reading. I'm not too sure if Lita realises the quality of that chance. Great climb by Doyle. Set it up perfectly. Lita just off the pace. Much better from Reading in the second half. Mind you, they couldn't have been worse. They really weren't at the races in the first. Doyle, the ever-willing battler. Oh, and that's a poor challenge by Alex. Well, the free kick was already given for Alex's challenge on Doyle, and then the Brazilian defender went through very hard on Hunt. Other players have been red-carded for similar challenges. Will he pick up a yellow? Just a warning. He kept it in, but only gave it to Bridge. And if he looks up, he can find Malouda in space. Bridge on the overlap. Reading stretched. Cross for Anelka. And just pushed away by Hanneman. Chelsea should have been 2-0 up. Lovely counter-attack. Bridge hung it up with the cross. Anelka with the freedom of the box. Headed it down, and the keeper blocked. John Terry, the Chelsea club captain, sitting alongside Michael Dewberry there. Former Chelsea defender, currently sidelined at Reading with a knee injury. He was so desperate to play in this game, really upset that he couldn't. Lita though. Doyle making the run inside him. Lita, this is promising. Pulls it back. Oh, great chance for Harper. Real opportunity for an equaliser. Really good work by Leroy Lita to the dead ball line, cut it back intelligently, and he got his feet all wrong. Couldn't clear his feet. Steve Coppell turns, looks again. Fifth league defeat in a row for Reading, and a worried look.
Avram, well done. I don't know whether you know, but you've equalled the club record, 9 wins on the spin. Very well done.
I don't know, but it's always good when you have a record. But more than this, I'm happy that we won.
Important 3 points for us to close the gap to Arsenal and Man U. So yeah, we have to keep going. It's a long way. Many games in this season, and we did our job today.
Do you have players of the quality to get you out of this?
Yeah, of course we have. You know, I think this is a situation which has been developing for a long time. You know, the league is clear cut now. I think for quite some considerable time it's been any 3 from 8, possibly 9. I don't think anybody in that group feels comfortable. We don't feel comfortable. We don't like being there, but we've got plenty of games to do something about it, and it's very much down to us to do something about it.
The only manager left chasing 4 trophies. That must please you.
It's very pleased me because you know, we play in sports. We want especially to be in all the competition and involved. We are involved now, and it's almost February, so I'm very pleased.
It's very pleased him, but they probably should have won more comfortably. But Avram Grant's got that winning formula.
Just, you know, we've got his record in comparison to Jose. And if you remember when Jose came and all the bells and whistles, and he was like unbelievable,
similar, isn't it?
Yeah, as in the same. Unbelievable. And I think, you know, he's almost got a grudging sort of compliments from people. He's done a really, really good job in a very understated way. I think Jonathan said you've won the last 9 games on the spin without Terry, without Lampard, and I think he had Drogba for 30 minutes in one of those 9 games. He's made some good signings, of course, which Anelka's won. He's got players away, African Cup of Nations. They play the top. They play Liverpool, Arsenal and Manchester United all at home. I still think they've got a real chance of winning the league. And
we've got a real title race, actually, this season, haven't we?
Yeah. He has done a great job, because you go back to the game he took over at Old Trafford, they were all over the place. And he's stabilised.
First game,
he's done exceptionally well. He's got a great track record. Mourinho, of course, will say he did win back-to-back championships, which is...
Well, it gives him an edge at the moment, but you can't do that until the championship is finished.
No, not just an edge. It's a major edge, I would say.
But he was the special one.
But the other thing about it, Gary, as well, is you think when he got the job and everyone said, oh, he's not going to last very long, but, you know, basically Abramovich gave him the job. You know that Abramovich is going to give him everything to make it successful. It's the way it's got to be.
They're still going to shout and win the Champions, right? But I'll be very, very surprised if it's not Manchester United or Arsenal.
OK, it's all very exciting there. 2 teams now who are amongst those candidates hoping to break into the Barclays Premier League's top 4. It's Everton versus Spurs, watched at Goodison Park by Guy Mowbray.
With Everton's long list of absentees, including Tim Cahill and Yakubu, 19-year-old Victor Anichebe gets a chance from the start to score his first Premier League goal since the season's opening day. But standing in his way, Jonathan Woodgate, who's straight in for his Spurs debut, having completed the move from Middlesbrough on Monday. Robbie Keane. Lennon. Berbatov and Malbranque in the middle. Keane is still wide and has Chimbonda in support. Chimbonda's cross comes all the way over to Malbranque, and Howard has to jump to catch. 50% success rate for Juan de Ramos in the Premier League so far. Played 12, won 6. Arteta. Anichebe looked like a boot raised high by Woodgate. That's how the Everton fans saw it. Anichebe has just waved his arms furiously towards the referee. Play will go on. Neville. Anichebe didn't fall for Johnson. Baines' shot is blocked by Woodgate. Anichebe in a game, but Spurs have got it away to Berbatov. Now Robbie Keane, he's offside. First of all, Anichebe did brilliantly to hook the ball back. Woodgate simply in the way of Baines' effort on goal. Howard. Woodgate underneath it. The ball seems to be drawn towards the big money Spurs debutant. Lovely flick from Arteta to Neville. This is Johnson now! Good save by Renick Cherney. It was pretty close to the Spurs keeper, but it was superb striking instinct shown by Johnson. Taken down, turned with and fired in, all in one movement. David Moyes, Everton, are looking to win a 4th successive Premier League game tonight. Huddleston couldn't contend with Johnson. There's a clip of the heels. Johnson turns and asks. Wasn't a very convincing appeal. It's getting stronger by the second. Phil Neville's gone across to ask the assistant referee. Johnson might just have clipped his own heel there. Well, they're arm to arm. It looks pretty accidental to me. I think it would have been harsh on Huddleston. There's Johnson. Arteta, shooting chance for him perhaps, tries to play it in and it's right across the face. How close was that? And Anichebe trying to apply the finishing touch. Arteta getting away from a couple of challenges. Just about shaved the face of that post. Berbatov. Neville. Given away to Berbatov. Casual from Phil Neville. Robbie Keane. And Howard manages to hold on. It seemed a little too easy all round. It's a rare mistake that from Phil Neville. The ball needed to be played quicker than that by Berbatov to Keane. This is much better from Spurs in the second half. They've had the Ramos rocket. Johnson steered into Anichebe. Woodgate helps it away to Chimbonda. It wasn't at all sure. Genius's header falls to Fernandes. Everton trying to pick up the pace again. Played into Johnson, lovely ball! Blocked by Cherney, that is a great stop. Johnson thought that he'd steered the ball underneath the Spurs keeper. Lovely play from Fernandes, collected by Johnson, and out to smother was Cherney. That's why he's keeping Paul Robinson out of the team. That's the pass of the game from Fernandes to Johnson. And that ball wasn't about to get underneath Cherney. Everton's next engagement away to Blackburn at the weekend. Their former Evertonian is here to watch tonight. Lovely turn from Jagielka. Sold the dummy to Robbie Keane, who was keen to buy. Genius. Chimbonda put under pressure by Baines. Cherney will have to be quick here. It's an Everton throw, and Pascal Chimbonda can thank his lucky stars that that's all it is. Might yet break for Arteta. And now Carsley, and it's deflected. Chimbonda's back pass was awful. Woodgate. Lennon. Genius. Great run from him. Now Berbatov with the back heel to Malbranc, who goes down, and immediately the claims are waved away. Malbranc just asked the question again. Lovely little touch from Berbatov. Lescott's going into tackle. Stood on the foot of Steve Malbranc. How much of the ball was taken first? Great tackle from Boateng. Lennon forces Lescott to back away. Berbatov is up there too. Berbatov tries a bit of skill to get past Jagielka and then slipped. It's a goal kick. And I think that'll be that. It'll be 0-0 at Goodison Park tonight. The last chance went to Tottenham Hotspur.
Ugly game. Fight as much as you can, and sooner or later you're going to have your 10-15 minutes. Maybe it was at the end, right at the end, but we enjoyed the last 15 minutes and we nearly created a few chances, so we had to accept the draw like a good result.
We thought we'd done quite well in the first half, and you know, it's difficult conditions at the moment. A lot of the pitches are dry now. You know, I saw Old Trafford at the weekend, and our pitch as well today. You know, it's quite bobbly, and it can make it difficult for the players.
Well, Jonathan, Spurs debut out of the way. How do you feel it went?
It was hard, to be fair. You know what you're going to get when you come to Goodison Park. We had to dig in. First half we were under the cosh, and then second half we came out and played a bit. I think in the end, the fair result was a 0-0.
You can take the boy out of Middlesbrough. Nice hat, but Woodgate signs for Spurs and a rare clean sheet. The other game this evening was between two clubs who were both knocked out of the FA Cup at the weekend by sides from the Championship, Derby County and Manchester City. At Pride Park for us was Alistair Mann.
Both sides make 4 changes, among them Robert Earnshaw, who begins the first Premier League game since August, while teenagers Calvin Atuhu and Daniel Sturridge make their first ever league starts, the latter on a ground where Uncle Dean used to start. Dummy by Vassell, which has now been gifted the opening goal perhaps, and Vassell drags his shot wide, and immediate evidence, a shake of the head of Claude Davis, which provides you with an obvious reason why Derby County are at the foot of the table. Jason Fernandes and then Sturridge and now Vassell, and Manchester City have started confidently. And they've won a corner off Moore. Martin Petram's delivery, and Chorluka got there and he met it with a full forehead, but couldn't direct it under the crossbar. And Manchester City have begun here with the best 2 chances within the opening 5 minutes. Moore saw the run of his centre-half partner Davis, who won it well enough. Ball reaches Savage on the edge of the area, and Richard Dunn was in the way. Ireland to clear. Well, there were claims, particularly from the stands, that there should have been a penalty there for Derby County. It was that little nudge there by Gelson Fernandez. Ireland up to Vassell. Sturridge. It's a decent ball to pick out Petrov. First time volley was terrific, and here's Vassell! And Price came in quickly, and Moore from behind. A really slick build-up from Manchester City. Lovely first-time ball by Petrov, and Vassell, well, he was put off by a combination of Moore and Price and was unable to get his shot away as a result. The chase is on for Vassell, who is onside, and he's still going, Vassell, and he can't get it out from under his legs, and in the end, credit to Davis for putting him off. Well, there is the new American owner of Derby County, Andy Appleby, of the GSE Group. And they've made Derby County the 4th American-owned Premier League club with a £50 million takeover. Here's Fagan. And Earnshaw, that's nice by Earnshaw! It was nearly brilliant by Earnshaw. He's clipped the bottom of the post, and he's come within a whisker of putting Derby County ahead. Ireland. It's a good first-time ball. Petrov is onside. Vassell trying to time his run, and it almost reached him. It might do Ireland, and Davis with a brilliant challenge. He put his body on the line there for Derby County. Neither side currently have the winning habit, while Derby, of course, haven't won in 17 league games. Manchester City have only won 2 of their last 9, slipping from 3rd down to 7th in the process, and they've started shakily at the opening seconds of the second half here, and Garley tries to shake to shoot. And in the end, it's Miller, and the deflection goes in off Sunchi High, and Derby County are in front. What a start to the second half. It must surely go down as an own goal by Sunchi High, but Derby County don't care. And maybe Derby County are heading for win number 2 of the season. Sam Garley seemed to take an eternity over getting his shot away, but eventually the ball broke, it reached Miller, and it is surely an own goal by Sunchi High. Miller may go away in celebration, but it is an own goal by Sunchi High, and Derby County are in front. The last time he was here, they beat Newcastle 1-0. I wonder. At last, something to bite on for Paul Jewell. Davis on the stretch, gathered in by a two-hook. Here's Vassell. Into Ireland, chance for Manchester City to equalise. Moore in the way. That's a good block. There was a claim from behind the goal of handball from the Manchester City supporters. Well, his arm was out, I guess. It wasn't such a bad claim after all. A shove by Richard Dunn, the referee says play on. Ireland towards Alano. Here's Petrov on the charge, real opening for Manchester City, and here comes Sturridge! And Sturridge gets his second goal in a week, on the ground where Uncle Dean used to start. He's come with a promise of goals from the academy, and in 4 days he's already begun to show that he can do it in the senior side as well. Petrov in the clear, and Sturridge beyond Price and into the corner. Derby just couldn't hold the lead, and Manchester City crucially are back level within a matter of just 17 minutes. Good block by Miller as Choluka tried to clear his lines, and the ball towards Earnshaw's inviting, but he just couldn't bring it under control, and it's an easy gather for Joe Hart. Here's Ireland on towards Petrov, who is onside, and he's looking for targets to aim for, and one of them was Darius Vassell, who it seems is destined not to score tonight. Petrov, so often the orchestrator for Manchester City's best openings, and Vassell, who tonight has been unable to take any of the opportunities that have come his way. Vassell to the left, Elano to the right, 4 in this Manchester City counter-attack. What's Elano's delivery like? Not bad, and Ireland misjudged it. Petrov, Ireland again. And Todd thumps it out of harm's way. Here's Son Shihai. Now Elano. Giovanni jumping. Petrov retrieving. Ball. Petrov again. In towards Giovanni. Smashed away by Todd up to Miller. And here's Earnshaw. End-to-end stuff. Earnshaw with it. Miller screaming for it. Done in front of Earnshaw. In towards Garley, but it hit the back of Son Shihai. Pearson. Fagan. Blocked by Dunn. Corner. Both sides desperate to win this match. Locked at 1-1. Up went Dunn. Leacock got there, and Hart just prized it away from Earnshaw. Good goalkeeping from Hart, and the pressure from Earnshaw. Still seeking his first win in charge.
So much you want to change around that you can't do it overnight. It's going to take time. Window closes tomorrow, and then we are planning for the summer, for next season, because we know we're going to be in the Championship next season. But the campaign for next season starts now.
I was disappointed and even a little bit angry last Sunday, but I can't be that today. I think today a little bit unlucky and a little bit better skill from our side, and we score goals. You fight well, you play well, and you create occasions, and you don't concede many occasions to them. And the occasion they had, as I said, it was not even a goal-scoring chance. So, no, today good, very good.
Describe Daniel Sturridge. I mean, what kind of player have you inherited there?
Technically very good left foot. He sees things. He can not only score goals, he can play players in, and he's physically very strong. And of course he will be better and better.
Yeah, he looks a good prospect. Honours even at Pride Park. Before we show you the best of the action from last night's 4 games, a look ahead to what we've got coming up. Coverage of the Africa Cup of Nations continues tomorrow. There are 2 live games on BBC Interactive from 4:50, followed by highlights on BBC 3 at 7:30. On Saturday lunchtime, Focus kicks off the weekend's football, 12:10 on BBC 1. Hit your red button at 2:30 for Score Interactive. All the goals as they go in. Then join Final Score on BBC 2 at 4:30. We'll be back with Match of the Day on Saturday night at 10:30 and round it all off with Match of the Day 2, BBC 2, 10 o'clock. Then next Wednesday, the New England manager picks his first side, and we'll be there to see them.
I don't see you falling. I don't see you falling. I don't see you falling before this.
Should be a good warm-up for the Euros for Switzerland. Let's see now how Arsenal saw off Newcastle last night. The commentator was Tony Gubber.
Here's Kleb, and he gets it into Flamini. Here's Adebayor! Best chance they've had. Flamini picked him out. He tried to wrap his foot around it, keep it down. And disappointed that he didn't even test given. Kleb. That's nicely into the path of Flamini, who's skipped away from Rosenal, looks to see where Adebayor is, and it's a glorious goal. And you knew that Newcastle just couldn't hold out forever. And watching upstairs is Dennis Wise, a surprise addition to the management team at Newcastle. Official title is Executive Director. David Rosenthal is the player who will be replaced. And it's not a warm welcome from the Arsenal crowd for Joey Barton, who comes on to make his first appearance for Kevin Keegan. Kept in play by Diaby. Fabregas, Flamini. That's nicely struck! Oh, yes! And that is a fantastic goal. It was never going to go anywhere but into the top corner. And that's Flamini's third of the season. It's Arsenal's second of the match, and that might just be the end of Newcastle. Oh, there's no offside here. Surely this is number 3. It is, and it's Fabregas. And that would suggest maybe he was offside. Fabregas makes it 3. It's the same score that it was in the FA Cup tie. Oh, he's rattled the crossbar, Nicky Butt. That is as close as Newcastle have come. It would have been just a consolation.
These players are lacking a bit of confidence, but they have got ability, probably more than they've shown since I've been here, and they need a break. You know, they need to score a goal. Even you saw tonight, I mean, the second goal that finishes the game really is a contest, is a wonder goal.
Flamini was outstanding tonight.
He was outstanding tonight through the quantity of his runs, tremendous work rate he has, but as well the accuracy of his final ball on the first goal, and of course a fantastic screamer with the shot he had in the second half.
Yeah. How do you say that in French, screamer?
I don't know. I don't speak French anymore. I don't.
You
find
don't think
the
in
words
French
anymore.
The screamer, surely. I mean,
no, nothing like that.
Great win for Arsenal. I mean, Newcastle, difficult early days for Kevin Keegan. The Dennis Wise appointment as well. Are you surprised at that one? Or?
Well, I was surprised. I think Kevin Keegan was surprised, and we've seen many times before the director of football has got to be appointed by the manager. It doesn't matter if that appointment is good, bad, and indifferent. If it's not appointed by the manager of the football club, then I think it's unworkable. I really do.
Before it even starts?
Yeah, it would appear that the right hand doesn't seem to know what the left hand's doing already.
That must be very concerning for Newcastle supporters, though.
Of course, and for Kevin Keegan. I mean, as Al says, if he's not your appointment, you're kind of thinking, aye. And when he said, well, I knew about, yeah, that's the next thing. But I knew about it, but I don't know. I think when you see all the quotes in the paper, did he really know that it was going to be Dennis Wise? Good luck to Dennis Wise. It's probably a fantastic job for him, but it doesn't smack as though everything's right already.
OK. Well, that leaves 3 remaining fixtures from last night. They all involve sides in the lower regions of the Premier League. We start at the Stadium of Light, where Sunderland met Birmingham.
Sunderland manager Roy Keane has been singing the praises of Kenwyne Jones's all-round contribution lately. Right on cue, he leapt to set up Daryl Murphy and help unlock the early stalemate at the Stadium of Light. Elevated together from the Championship last year, these two sides are now joined at the hip trying to avoid a return there. Cameron Jerome might have reeled Sunderland back in, but for Craig Gordon's "they shall not pass" resolve. In hindsight, "they shall not pass back" might have been sensible advice to Birmingham's Liam Ridgewell. Too late. As Sunderland sub Rade Preker capitalised, and on his debut too. Home fans delighted to make his acquaintance. This was by no means a pretty Sunderland performance, but it was pretty effective. And it could have looked more impressive, but Prika's bundled goal was ruled out for a handball. Oh no, it wasn't, claimed a man not unused to the role of pantomime villain. But for some Mike Taylor heroics from yet another Prika moment, Birmingham's fate could have been worse, but a 2-0 defeat still prompted their deflated manager to use the I word.
We've shown inconsistency the whole season. It's been up and down, roller coaster stuff. And we've really got to ask individuals to give us, the consistency in individual performances. And as a team, that'll only make the team better.
We felt that the players seemed in good form in terms of in the dressing room and our preparations from yesterday. And I felt, we were going to put on a decent show tonight. It didn't quite work out in terms of the performance, but, once we got to the first goal, we never felt we were going to lose the game.
Middlesbrough helpfully seated 2 interested spectators in close proximity. England manager Fabio Capello was watching some wannabes. Brazilian striker Alfonso Alves was checking out his potential teammates. And Alves may have realised why Boro want him, as Tunchai squandered several excellent chances. Chris Kirkland did well. Good job Tunchai wasn't trying to impress the New England boss. His second miss followed an excellent interchange with Jeremy Aliadière, and it was the former Arsenal striker who was to make the telling contribution of the night. England hopeful Stuart Downing played him in, and Aliadière's shot ripped past Chris Kirkland, although the Wigan keeper may wish Capello hadn't been there to see him beaten at the near post. Tunchai could have had a hat-trick by half-time. He hobbled off to the medics with a thigh injury, probably wishing he'd been more clinical with a Brazilian scrubbing up. If Steve Bruce was fuming, you couldn't tell, and after the break his side offered far more threat, suggesting to the manager they may have enough to escape the drop. Only Mark Schwarzer at full stretch denied Jason Kumas, and Wigan were again thwarted by the giant Aussie late on. Did Emil Heskey do enough to catch Capello's gaze? He couldn't quite do enough to beat Schwarzer.
I don't like the term must-win games, because if you don't win them, then it doesn't leave you much room for manoeuvre. But I think the significance of it shone through in the second half. We were terrific in the first half, played some fantastic football, played with great freedom, and then in the second half I thought we were a nervous wreck. So, but what we did in that second half, we dug deep and we ground the result out and we defended superbly. And Mark Schwarzer made a fantastic save for us. And the resilience saw them through.
I have to pay a huge compliment to Middlesbrough. The front two caused us all sorts of problems today. We got over it, we stuck at it, and became better defensively as a team. That's what we needed to do, and started getting a grip of the game and showed enough fight in there and spirit since I've been here to make sure that we've got an outstanding chance.
Contrasting styles on the sidelines, similar predicament on the pitch. With the relegation spectre hovering above both teams, Fulham's new Danish midfielder Leon Andreasen very nearly got off on the right foot with his new colleagues. His shot landed the wrong side of the woodwork. At the other end, one of Bolton's new boys fared little better. Getter Steinson's effort, earning marks for artistic impression, if nothing else. Fulham haven't won away in 16 months and they were gradually pushed further back. But when they did break through, Bolton couldn't, well, break through. Kevin Nolan's clever back heel producing just frustration for Matt Taylor and just about everyone else of Bolton persuasion. Bolton were getting closer, but still the cigars were kept under wraps. Lubomir Michalik with reason to curse his misfortune this time. But as the game wore on, it became clear it was one of those nights for Bolton, Fulham achieving their first point of Roy Hodgson's reign, grateful to emerge unscathed.
I thought we defended well throughout. We dealt with some very tricky situations. We all know what a difficult team Bolton are to play against, especially when they're at home. So I've got to be very satisfied with the performance, and 1 point is good.
You have to take a positive, and tonight that's a clean sheet. Against a team that have just brought in a lot of players to try and improve their position. So, we've got to accept that maybe we are a bit frustrated that we've not won, but we've got to try and move on now to the Reading game.
Before we leave you, let's take a look at the Barclays Premier League table. Manchester United are once more ahead of Arsenal, though goal difference is the only difference between the two sides. Chelsea remain in title contention after 5 successive league wins, while Everton remain the team to beat in the race for the final Champions League place. Liverpool are now down to a lowly 7th. Derby are cut adrift at the bottom with only half as many points as the side immediately above them, and that would be Fulham. Wigan slipped into the relegation zone last night, with Sunderland climbing 4 places after beating Birmingham. So the title race is still up for grabs, but I think we might have an inkling who the Footballer of the Year will be. Same as last year, a genius called Ronaldo. Good night.